Yo, what a night two. If you thought WWE couldn't turn the heat up any higher after night one, we as wrestling fans were sadly mistaken. They said bet and let the whole damn place burn. From a multi-women title banger to a TLC war zone. Has anyone checked on Candice LeRae? Like, please, can somebody let me know if she's okay? Cage matches, blood feuds, and an all-time classic 5-star banger between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. SummerSlam Night 2 was, I'm going to say this, wrestling heaven. So let's get into the review. Before I start talking about the women's triple threat, guys, this is going to be bare bones, no editing, no special effects. This is just my overall full reaction. SummerSlam Night 2. We kicked off the night with fire. Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, a triple threat for the women's world title. And folks, this match hit the ground running. If they were to choose any other match to kick off the show, I don't think it would have hit as hard as this match did. Naomi came out as the true megastar, and the coolest part about her entrance was her dad played her in, and the man can absolutely shred on that guitar. I have goosebumps just thinking about it right now. It was phenomenal. Io and Rhea tried to get their hands on the championship early, but Naomi stayed one step ahead. It felt like Naomi was really taking the reins in this match. Io and Rhea are arguably two of the biggest stars in the WWE for the women's division, especially on Raw. And the cool part about this is neither one of them really need a title. But going back to the match, Naomi's offense was absolutely crisp, super innovative, and there was no real slowdown once they finally got going. We got moonsaults, power bombs, Rhea's brutality, a wild avalanche riptide off the top rope, and just when you thought Ripley was gonna, pick up her world title again, Naomi swoops in, pulls the tights, no disqualification in a triple threat, and I think stunned a lot of people thinking that Rhea was gonna come out of SummerSlam on top. But I will say this right now, Naomi, I'm still saying this is the version of Trinity from TNA, came out on top and still women's world heavyweight champion. I'm going to say this, I'm going to grade this an A-. If we're going out of 5, I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5. This match was a banger, and it just shows why these women can absolutely go just like the match. 25 years almost to the day after the first TLC match, with Bubba Ray and Devon and the Hardys watching front row, WWE put on a 6-man TLC match, which I'm just gonna say, if you decided to create WWE superstars in a video game, this was Warzone. Complete brutality and carnage all the way around. The beautiful thing about this match, and I use beauty for a reason, this was chaotic beauty at its finest. And this is why wrestling fans screamed and begged for a match like this on WrestleMania. We had to wait a couple of months, but we got it on SummerSlam Night 2. And did these teams ever show up? Wyatt Six, Fraxium, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, Andrade, and Ray Phoenix. All of these names literally made your night. This, for me, was match of the night. And going into it, I thought it was going to be the match of SummerSlam, but the main event of night 2 stole the show. Ladders broke, tables shattered, everyone got their moment. Uncle Howdy, Rowan, B-Fab, Candice LeRae, everyone got involved in this match. Candice LeRae took one of the sickest bumps I've ever seen a woman take since, obviously, Chelsea Green at Money in the Bank. We have to say Joe Gacy has to be the MVP for taking all the punishment in this match. In the end, the Wyatt Six survived the war and retained thanks to the numbers game. It was wild, it was messy, it was brutal, and exactly what TLC should be. It was a beautiful homage to the original TLC match, and I loved it. 4 out of 5. Amazing. Next up, Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria in a no DQ grudge match. The entire match, Lynch brought a different type of violence that I don't think that we're used to from Becky Lynch, and tying up Lyra's wrists with zip ties and beating her with kendo sticks. It was savage stuff all the way around, but Valkyria fought back with a moonsault and a storm of offense and had Becky arguably on the ropes, where I think a lot of us thought Lyra was going to come out on top. But then Bayley had to get her SummerSlam moment. Big twist. Were we getting a heel Bayley? Were we getting face? But at the end of the day, Bayley saves Valkyria and then accidentally blasts her with a chain straight to the face, handing the win to the man, Becky Lynch, after a brutal manhandle slam. Smart storytelling, great escalation, but the crowd felt flat. I don't know if there was something going on in the crowd, but I think they were completely exhausted from the first two matches. There was going to have to be a match where, I hate to use the term your bathroom break match. This match didn't deserve to be called that, but I think that's where the fans decided to, make their point of, okay, we're going to calm down just a little bit because we've got so much coming next. So overall, the match was phenomenal. But because the flatness of the crowd, it felt like it was lacking, which it was not at all. Overall, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5, but these women absolutely killed it. And the cool part about this was every match had some form of stipulation going into night 2. So I loved it. Titles on the line, stipulations. It's a wild summer party. Get the beers and the barbecue. Let's go. Before I get into this match, which is the cage match between Solo and Jacob Fatu, I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about how disappointing this match was. I think everyone missed the point. So let's get into it, and then I'll get to why people missed the point at the end. Now, this one, it was rough if you weren't paying attention to the story. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu inside a steel cage, slapped. People are saying it didn't, but it did. Two Samoan monsters locked in a cage. For the visuals of some people, something was missing. They brawled, there was big spots. Fatu tried to fight the MFTs. Jimmy pulled the save, but Tala Tonga shut down the whole thing. This wasn't about Jacob and Solo. This was about Tala Tonga and what he is about to do in the dominance of the MFTs and Solo's faction. Everything was about Tala Tonga. It's just showing that he is a powerful force, and Solo made a good choice in bringing him in. There was no issue of chemistry being off. The cage match, I'm not a fan of cage matches because the stipulation is, oh, I can escape the cage. Why are you going into the match if you want to run away from a match? I never understood that. But overall, this was about Tala Tonga and not about who's going to be the US champion. This feud is going to run the rest of the year, and it could run into WrestleMania 42. I don't mind it. I think there's a lot more story to tell here, but I personally believe this was all about Tala Tonga and not Jacob and Solo. Overall, a lot of people are gonna discredit me on this. I like the match, 4 out of 5. And for this match, the Intercontinental Championship, AJ Styles versus the greatest Mysterio of all time, Dirty Dominik. And I'm just gonna say this for me, this hit all the heartstrings when it comes to being a wrestling fan. If you guys know my content, I am a die-hard Eddie Guerrero fan. I love Eddie Guerrero. Losing him so early was one of the saddest days in pro wrestling history in my mind. And Dominik and AJ paid homage to Eddie so well in this match. AJ came out in full Eddie Guerrero tribute gear in the lowrider with his son rocking, basically looking like young Dominik Mysterio. It was great. It was just perfect. And the match itself was technical. It was clever with full Eddie Guerrero nods and callbacks everywhere we looked. We even got the fake chair shot, where AJ even went and did a callback to the indie days where it's like, nope, you didn't hit me, but I'm still gonna play it like you did. I loved it. It was, I can't think of any other word but chef's kiss. Dom unzips his boot, slides out of the calf crusher, clocks AJ with it behind the ref's back. Good job, Eddie Arango. And it was perfect. It was Dirty Dom at his best. Super fun match, and I think it's what everyone needed after how everyone felt about the cage match. That was perfectly placed on the card. I loved it. 4 out of 5. There's nothing wrong with this entire PLE. Now on to the main event. Cody Rhodes with a beautiful tribute entrance to his father, Dusty Rhodes, and John Cena coming back out as not the black and white Cena, but full classic color, and the crowd goes mental. Cody walks out with the weight of the world on his back, trying to reclaim the title he lost at WrestleMania. We saw chairs, we saw announce table spots, fighting in the crowd, on the stage. They gave us everything. Cena looked like he went back 20 years. Cody pulled out 3 crossroads and Cena still kicked out. We've not seen that since Roman Reigns at 39. Eventually, Cody counters an avalanche AA into a Cody cutter through a table, hits a crossroads, and finally gets the win in a 5-star classic. I'm sorry, Uncle Dave. I know you don't watch my content, but at the end of the day, this was a 5-star banger. Post-match, Cena and Cody embrace. It was a full passing of the torch moment, which WWE really did a beautiful job recognizing. Just as Cena is doing his farewell, you've got 4 more months, 5 more or 10 more shows or whatever it is. We got this.
John Cena. What?
And the crowd goes crazy. Just on my channel alone, on my TikTok recap, it's got over 2 million views already. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, returns again on John Cena. Walks and marches his ass down to the ring like a country boy with a curly back mullet and a big grizzly beard. Jumps into the ring, F5 Cena to end the show. Holy shit, in the words of Michael Cole.
Holy shit!
Night 2 of SummerSlam delivered hard. Banger after banger. Some hiccups, sure, but the opener, TLC, main event, was this worth the price of admission? Hell yes. If you missed SummerSlam, all I recommend is you like, subscribe, put the bell on, and then go to Netflix and watch it and enjoy. What do you guys think of Cena and Cody? Is Lesnar back for real or just to haunt Cena one last time? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and if you love wrestling content and want to see it daily, make sure you hit that subscribe if you haven't already. More breakdowns coming soon, and until next time, be good people.